I got all the dings, whatever that means.
We get all the stream dings when it goes ding, 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 and my
Dingle
watch
bells.
explodes. Yeah, are we streaming?
I think we are.
Welcome back, everybody.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us. Hello. Tonight we are going to be doing, we're going to watch as Tom realizes that he made a poor choice. And we're going to watch him try to fix that by adding some IK to his current rig. Yeah.
And in case if you're wondering, Tom always talks about himself in a third person.
Bob Dole, right?
What?
So, nothing. It's nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, I set all this up using FK thinking, we were only going to have a couple of animations. But then we got into it and we started looking at like what animations need to be built, and I am not going to be tweaking the rotation of this ankle 4,000 times over the next 5 weeks.
Which is funny because if you asked me, I'd tell you immediately that we want to use inverse kinematics, but nobody asks me anything.
Well, I just wanted to do the least amount required. That's really where I was at. So we got a couple of problems I got to solve here. The first is that I integrated the hip bone into the chain, so that's got to get fixed. And then also we're going to have to add the targets for the knees and the ankles to drive the feet. And then while I'm at it, I probably will, I don't know, I'm going to have to think about what I do with the tail, but it's definitely going to want some kind of control to simplify this. The thing that I don't know about Blender, and the thing that I'm going to have to do a little bit of research on, is whether or not the IK in Blender is something you can enable and disable on a per keyframe basis.
Why do you want to disable it? Because I don't know.
Well, because we're not going to want IK on the tail 100% of the time. Sometimes we're just going to want to turn it off so we can curl it up or do something.
Well, frankly, for the tail, I wouldn't even bother with IK. Just kind of give it a generic FK animation that makes it look bouncy, but not go overboard. Because it's not
yeah, you might be right.
Yeah.
You might be right. So yeah, and I think Alex is doing some.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're doing today.
On my side of things, I've been doing a lot of more of a technical stuff. So today I just wanna let Tom steer and focus on some fun, mindless line drawing and refine the design of my... Tom, you're typing really loud. And refine the design of my sniper rifle from this particular angle. As you can see, I have it here, and the canvas is inverted. I have it completed from this side view, and I just want to refine it and kind of detail the back of the grip and make sure that it's all nice and clear. And this is going to be one of the weapons that I'm actually going to take to a full completion in the end. And by completion I mean it's going to be 3D game model. But for now I'm just working on lines, which is nice and relaxing. So you're not going to hear too much from me, but I'm going to periodically show you some progress and tell you funny jokes the way I always do.
And make fun of how loud my keyboard is. Don't forget about that part.
Yeah, your keyboard is ridiculous. It's out of control. I hope you feel bad.
I wish there was something that I'm looking in the settings here. I don't...
Keyboard loudness settings?
Keyboard loud. I don't see a driver for keyboard loudness, and I apologize for that.
Is there a thing?
I don't know. I could try turning down my input volume.
Your finger input volume? How loud your fingers touch your keyboard? Alright, on this note, teach us how to rig.
I'm going to teach as I learn. So I think right off the bat here, I've got my root bone. I'm going to rename that to waist. And, oh wait, no. Just move this off. pull this. There we go. And then I'm going to disconnect my waste from that, which should allow me to rotate this and make it all kinds of wicked. And I'm going to need the bone shape back in order to be able to see what I'm doing. Make sure it's oriented properly. So, where is Z? Right. I want to take that value and put it here. Okay, so now we got something that you might even recognize as an actual rig, right? And then if I grab this and I drag it up and down, is everything good?
Is that the penis bone?
Oh, come on. Really? Really? Is that really necessary? You know?
I guess it's not. But hey, I got a story actually. Can I tell a story?
You can absolutely tell a story.
Or wait, should I wait until you're done with important information and then tell a story?
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new, just real quick, I'm going to create a new route on the floor that I can use to drive the entire skeleton. And another thing that this could potentially give me is the ability to indicate step size visually. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just going to create this, and I'm going to reparent the whole rig to this bone on the floor. And then hopefully by then, Alex's story will be over, and I will be able to continue on with
I wouldn't be
today's.
so...
Oh, right. I forgot you're Russian. The stories last forever.
The stories never end. I'm like a fountain of stories. So, Bayonetta is out on PC. And
yeah.
I really appreciate a good action game. A nice little button masher. I grew up on Devil May Cry 3, so... so that I would give it a try. So I played it for a good half an hour, and it was pretty good. It's over the top, really, really weird and sexual, but aside from that, it's a decent game. And so while playing, I have a cat laying on my desk. He's just sleeping, doing nothing. And then I'm about to quit the game. I go back to the main menu, and I don't know if you remember, but main menu of Bayonetta has the text, and it's got like a pentagram or something in the background. Cat sees the main menu, sees the pentagram, freaks the shit out, just like backs off from the desk, drops my coffee cup on the floor, just like runs for its life, and then it sat on the floor for a good 5 minutes just staring at my screen in fear until it just walked away. Can somebody explain me what the hell was that about?
I have no idea. I don't think anybody's in the chat room to help us out with that either.
Okay, so yeah,
it's a good story though.
I know. When is my story ever bad?
My sincere hope for that story is that all of the YouTube comments are about the cat is terrified of Satan worship.
Yeah.
And I mean that.
Mine too.
Okay. So, we're going to disconnect that dude.
You know what's funny? Because I'm streaming, people can hear my Photoshop making noises.
Your Photoshop's making noises?
Yeah, you know how it's like just like doing boop, 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 boop.
Oh, right, from empty selection.
Yeah, or other shit, yeah.
6, 4, 6, 5. Alright. I'm just cleaning up some of these positions after the fact because I don't like to have those nasty numbers in there. So these are going to be my knee dudes. And for some reason that didn't duplicate. Did I turn off? I sure did. Watch as I do that all over again. Alright, so I'm just grabbing the head of this joint here and extruding a new armature item. Disconnect it and then you got to deselect it, otherwise it's going to grab that head again, and then you could just pull that forward. Didn't maintain the disconnection, so let's do this. There we go. No, okay, good. Forward, and these don't need to be forward very far at all. They just need to be outside of your step range to keep the knees pointed north. And then leave knees, because I always forget to do that. Attack with the keyboard.
I didn't even notice. It was so subtle.
Yeah, like smooth jazz.
Oh, something's beeping.
Let's clear the parent of both of these two.
Yeah.
So we want these to be parented. Any of our control bones, we want them to be parented to the root of the whole thing.
Tom?
Yeah, buddy.
I gotta run downstairs. I'll let you
man.
drive.
So we'll do that, keep offset, and then you'll see that those stay in position. And then we're going to do the same thing we just did, hopefully a little bit less clumsily, here on the rear of the foot. And disconnect, clear parent, clear that parent. And then these two dudes just stay right here in position, and then we're going to parent those through as well. So let's just make sure that something's messed up here. Nope, we're good. Okay. So now I should be able to do this. That adds the body inside of the rig. Good. Doing well so far. So now I'm in pose mode, and I'm going to add some constraints. First, I'm going to close the door. So here I'm going to parent the thigh to the knee, and then the shin bone to the foot. Or I'm going to anchor it, rather constrain it. I'm going to add an inverse kinematics constraint. We're going to use the armature, and we're going to go to the knee L. Honky! And we're going to do the same thing to the shin. Armature. And I did it again. Which one of those is left and which one is right? Go. Now it's still all jacked up. Wow, he put his headphones down right next to his mic. Pretty sure the chain length here is 1. The chain length here is 2. There we go, back to normal. And it does not mirror the constraints apparently, so we're going to redo that all over again for the other side. More. And chain length of 1. And 2. Nope. 4. Whew. I was sweating there for a second. Okay. Thank goodness it works. Look at that. That's going to be a lot easier to deal with. So now I think we're going to do is create some shapes. Just because they're IK controls and it makes it easier to understand things. So I think we're going to do the knees will just be blocks, and then I'm going to do a step indicator, and then I'm not sure what we'll do for the foot yet. But we're going to go ahead and exit that pose mode. And then we're going to put our shapes on a new layer. So I'm just going to add a cube. And then switch over to edge mode and bevel. That, and then here, and a new material. Pink's always nice. Good. I think if I come in here to the mesh item and set it to max draw type to solid, it should persist. And then we'll scale it down to 50%. And this one will be rounded cube. All right, and then we'll add a torus. And then I'm going to use the modifier stack here to edit this. I think I want displace, and then I want to do negative 0.5 maybe? Yeah.
Nice box. Did you make it yourself?
Come on, dude. Why you gotta make fun?
Because it's all about fun, man. The stream's supposed to be fun.
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun, not make fun.
Oh. Nobody told me that.
That was really loud. What was that?
Can't tell you.
I know what it was. Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Something tells me somebody's having a cider.
No, it's Guinness.
Yeah.
Nice guess, though.
Maybe a cone. And then because it's that heel, and we know that the origin point of that bone sits right at that junction point, and then it extends backward. We're going to treat the offset for the shape as the origin of the object space. So we're going to move this to 0, 0, 0. Oh, that's a little strange. Why did it? Oh. And then we're going to go to face mode and try to grab the bottom of the cone. Oop. It's not centered, is it? That's fine. There we go. Let's just see how they look. So we'll exit edit mode, go back to our layer with all of our stuff on it. And then we got to go into pose mode. So control tab to pose mode. And for these, we said cubes. So we'll come over here to the bone and say rounded cube. And that's really gigantic. I thought sizing it down by 50% would be good, but it looks like I could have gone way further. Something like that. And we're not going to use these very frequently too, so. Cool. All right. And then for these dudes, we're going to replace them with Captain Cone. Good. And I might even offset those a little bit more off of the origin. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. And then for this, for the root bone, we're gonna use that Taurus. It's really nice. And if I come in here and I want to set that right at the origin. Good. There. Perfect. Very nice. And whenever you want to edit your shape for an item, you have to be in the edit mode because it uses the offset from the origin side of that space. If you're editing in scene mode or whatever it's called, object mode, you don't get any of those offsets. It's pretty normal. I mean, basically what I'm doing here is setting the pivot point for that shape.
In mod, it's the same, right? You can move your faces in order to avoid any of the transforms done to the object, right?
Yep. I think if I understand what you're saying.
Well, if you're scaling the object, then you're gonna adjust its transforms, which you don't want to do for controls. So instead, you move the faces, and this way you're not gonna, set your scale to like 2 or 1.5.
And maybe just a little bit smaller. There. That's nice. And now we can actually. Oof.
I know it's loud, eh?
Yep. I don't even know what you're talking about. So now we could really just turn the bones off entirely for the legs. I wish you could isolate that. You probably can. There's probably a way to group it, right? I'm not going to get into that right now. But this is going to definitely simplify all the animations. And one other thing that I'm noticing here, I'm sure. Yeah, I think I want to be able to control that, the rotation of the foot myself. It probably would be worthwhile to develop a control, an IK target for the tip of the foot. Nah. I think I want to just turn off the inherent. So we're just going to, in pose mode here, we're just going to come in and turn off inherent rotation from these, from the 2 top of the foot bones. And that will allow us to keep the foot flat during regular stepping, and then only treat foot rotations as a sugar coating on the motion. Cool. Yep, and then I think we're going to keep the tail as an FK, right?
Yeah.
So I don't need to worry about that. Yippee.
Originally, I thought it should be IK, but after playing with it, actually, the nice part about having it FK is that you can select multiple bones and rotate them all at once to curve it up or down. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
When I just grab the bones and demonstrate the viewers what I'm talking about. At least that's how it works in Maya. You can select multiple bones and just like rotate them all at once.
Yeah, now that I've got the rig set up to be a disconnected root, like I can just turn on auto IK and it'll.
Oh, you can do that. Okay.
It'll isolate the chain, right? So it'll be a little hard to get it to curl down. Just because the bones
what happens? What if you disable auto IK and select all of the bones? Like all of the bones in the tail?
Oh no, it doesn't work. It doesn't. You can't do bone pinning.
No, just
Like-
grab a. No. Does it rotate around the root?
No. No. Like I can do this, right?
Uh-huh.
I can use auto IK to get it sort of halfway to where I want it.
Yeah, I still feel like that we're not. We have a miscommunication. Like, what if you select like 3 bones at the same time, like all 3 joints, and rotate all 3 of them at once? Okay, so it just rotates around the center of the last selected joint as opposed to all 3 of them at once.
Right.
Yeah, in Maya, I can do like rotate all 3 of them. Actually, it might be worthwhile for me to launch Maya and show what I'm talking about.
Probably.
Because then we might learn a new thing.
Yeah, the big problem before was that because it was an entirely FK rig, every time you try to make an adjustment, you couldn't use auto IK.
Okay.
It just didn't work. So, like, it probably won't work for the hands, right? Because see, it's tipping the torso because I don't have any IK constraints set up inside of the torso. And I'm not really sure how I want to do that yet. Probably elbows back, and I don't know. I'm gonna have to try it and see what happens. First, I'm gonna save my work because this is the first time that I've been using Blender on my Mac in probably 12 years, and I have no idea what the stability's like.
Never mind, I can't show what I was talking about because the rig that I set up in Maya doesn't have the same thing. Do you see my screen or no?
I'm currently sharing mine, so no, and
Okay.
the stream hasn't caught up with you yet.
Yeah, never mind then. So what I have here is
Oh, yep, there we go. I can see it now.
yeah, I have 2 controls that control clusters, and cluster is basically an object that can control a certain set of selected components. So I have these clusters. You can see little letter C that are parented to these controllers. So what I can do is do stuff like that by moving this controller. I think it's overall it's similar to what you are doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you can do stuff like this and just like whoop whoop whoop. Yeah, that's all I have.
Yeah, I might be able to get there with Blender with the Blender constraints, but I think it's one of those things like while you're streaming, you don't want to really do anything experimental.
No,
You know,
we gotta
really-
look cool. That's
gotta look cool above all else.
That's
Must
most important
must look
part.
like you know what you're doing. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's number 1 reason we are doing this to look cool.
To be cool. Yeah. Well, you know.
So they stop laughing at us. Sorry, I got a little bit emotional.
Yep. Ugh.
Have you been keeping your eye on chat, or should I be doing that?
Yeah, nobody's here.
Okay, good.
What am I looking for here? I'm looking for a look at. That might be the camera solver. Okay. Cool. Excellent. Duplicate these two.
I think once we have the initial locomotion set for the bandit and himself, we're gonna do more refinement on levels and like actually make sure that it feels good when you run around and stuff. And then it's gonna be the matter of creating additional threats and additional characters. And I'll probably jump a gun with extra characters. And create.
I'm really looking forward to you jumping the gun. By the way.
Yeah. Isn't that the word that?
No, you're right.
Okay, good. So and then you'll be able to rig and animate 20 more characters, while I'm continuing to refine levels and stuff.
Oh no.
I know, it's scary.
No, my headbone's too big.
That's inappropriate.
I just made myself laugh. All right. Track 2. Armature. I. Target R on C. Cool. Now I'm going to get rid of these. Let's switch back to stick mode. Give me some names. Did I not set an intensity?
I hope you did.
No. Yeah, I want to resolve in world space to local space. It says it's in an error state, I think.
You got no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to make those. Well, I don't know, the curvature's big, but. Clear all. GX. Oh.
Photoshop sounds.
I don't know. Do you think for this particular issue I should weight the eyeballs so that it doesn't transform the rear of them?
Why is this the pivot issue? Is it rotating around the wrong axis?
No, that's fine. I fixed that.
Oh wow, the eyeballs are really deep, dude.
Well, I moved them back because they were poking out during animation. You know, when I like.
Was it a modal related issue or?
No. This is purely like animating with the weights. So I can fix that though. I can resolve that.
Yeah, I fear that there's going to be a large red area around the eyes. I mean, I can technically adjust the texture to try to.
I keep hitting E to rotate, dude. It's really, really aggravating.
Happens. Yeah, when I was learning Blender, my initial intention was to basically turn Blender into Maya and reassign all the shortcuts and make it as close to Maya as possible. But at that point, might as well use Maya. It kind of ruins the purpose of using Blender because it's all about the shortcuts. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. So I think probably what happened is while I was messing around with it, I just moved it the wrong way.
Now he's a little bit. Yeah, these guys don't look right.
No, I know, I'm moving it. Just as soon as I figure out how to move in Blender again.
G for grab.
Alright, but I'm trying to constrain it so that I can replicate the move.
There's a secret shortcut. If you press G twice, it will move it, like, it will slide it, basically. I thought that was pretty cool.
Here, how about that? Is that good?
Yeah! We're not making a horror game, dude.
Yeah, so the problem is that the pivot of the mesh data is not in the center of what the shape should have been.
Oh, the eyeball? Yeah.
Because it's only half an eyeball. So
Yeah.
that's...
Do we need a brand new set of eyeballs?
Maybe. That might be better. is to have just send this blend back to you, and then have you come in and just replace the eyeballs with something in Blender that's suitable.
Yeah, I can do that.
Because it's already parented in the way that it needs to be for animation. I've already got tracking set up, I think.
Yeah, just work on the next thing and we can deal with it later.
Yeah, and it's fine until it gets to those extremes. But that, I don't know, I might be able to solve for it in constraint. I don't know. Drive through and why? It's bizarrely unsatisfying. It's like nearly right, but we'll sort it out later. For now, the rig's set up for it, so we're good there. Oh, you had someplace to be at 8?
I did actually. What time is it now?
8.
Oh, that's very unsatisfying.
That's what I'm talking about, bro. Bruh.
All right, shall we wrap it up?
We can absolutely do that.
All right, I can go over what I've done.
That'd be cool.
So basically, just cleaning it up. I have like a couple areas. Just gotta refine this area a bit. This part, for the most part, is complete. So I'm just gonna clean it up and get rid of my loose reference sketch. There's still minor things that need to be kind of polished up, but it doesn't really matter. And yeah, basically once I have like the line work and the design refined, what I'm gonna do is look at it with all the layers at maximum opacity and kind of go through the parts that still don't make sense. For example, this I have the trigger here, and the trigger is kind of, I'm not sure what's going on here. I think it's the matter of like I drew through the trigger, and I didn't erase the line that's behind the trigger, and that's what causing the confusion. So what I'm gonna do is just
or is that like supposed to be like the underside of the triggering mechanism?
yeah. So basically going through and like there's plenty of like, if you look closer, there's like a lot of really shitty lines. So one trick I like to use for stuff like this is you go to effects and you add a colored stroke to your line work, and what it does, it will highlight the tiny small little crappy parts. So if I make it, why doesn't it get bigger? Just because of my mask? I don't know, but basically now you can see it's easier for me to see the areas that aren't supposed to be there because they're red and they're highlighted. So I can go through, like there's a little line here, some crappy dots where I don't need them to be. See there's some redness there. So basically just erasing adding a stroke helps me to see the parts, the messy parts better and clean them up.
Sure. You can probably do the same thing with drop shadow too.
It doesn't matter, yeah.
Yeah, just any of those mask-based effects would highlight it.
Yeah, as long as it's a different color, like it helps you see.
That whole eyepiece is like the whole scope piece is just beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
So
I want to kiss it tomorrow. Can I come over?
Please don't. I'll call the police.
It'd be a hell of a drive. We'll just call United.
Okay. So
Okay.
yeah, that's where I am, and we'll continue later.
Fantastic. Thanks everybody for coming. Remember to subscribe on YouTube and come follow us on Twitch.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.